So a couple of weeks ago, I was lucky enough to be on the Winchester Street Beefs event. It's something that's been on my bucket list for a long time. I'm a big fan of all that like grassroots, beer leagues, power to the people, boxing and fighting stuff. So I've always wanted to be a part of that. I was in the middle of my honeymoon, driving through the Appalachian Mountains, and we decided to stop in and get a fun fight in, and it sure was. I'm so lucky that I got a chance to be matched with Mike Guy, who's an experienced fighter, both at the amateur level and in Street Beefs previously. I know that I got a chance to see Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse of UFC fame, do a little breakdown on one of Mike Guy's fights, and he's a very skilled guy. I was happy to have him in there with me. So let's talk about that fight.
Mike Guy here, weighing 155 pounds,
and you can see he's a big, strong kid, big head too.
Coach Bambara
makes him tough, makes him hard to hurt. He knows how to protect himself.
Street Beefs, it's showtime. Let's go. You ready? Yes, sir. You ready? Round one, fight!
And we tried to be respectful, touching gloves, hunting for the body early because I know he's a tall guy, trying to get under his offense. More short guy tactics as well as jabbing the body. I'm slinging that overhand right over his jab to discourage him from doing so. I'm in range way before he is, so you can see I throw that high guard up often as I press through that straight punch range. Trying to keep my head off line and level, trying not to lead with my face if I can help it. He did a good job of moving side to side. He did a good job of pumping that jab out. It was tough closing in on him. And whenever a tall guy gets low, you always want to try to break their posture. It tires out their low back just the littlest bit. You can see right there, he got me with a good right hand. I'm glad I didn't do too much tape study beforehand, right? There. Because he's knocked down a lot of guys with that right hand and I would have spooked me. I'm glad I just went in there not knowing who I was matched with ahead of time, and I got a chance to just let my boxing kind of flow and express itself. Otherwise, I would have been nervous about that, and sometimes when you're nervous, it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you leave yourself vulnerable to exactly the thing that you are overreacting to.
Straight down the middle, straight down the middle. 30 seconds! Watch that right, watch that right.
I was trying to press my advantage at every opportunity. I was trying to smile at him and talk to him, because something that really just doesn't come across here is just how tremendously hot out it was.
8, 7, 6,
you can see I'm playing defense here because I'm from Vermont. I'm not used to that heat. Something that, like I said, is just getting completely lost in the comment section of all of this is it is the hottest I have ever been in my entire life. Our car thermometer said it was 93 degrees, but man, it might have been 93 degrees with 93% humidity. I stepped out of the van at the event and I told Lee, I was like, I'm not even gonna warm up, because I immediately started pouring sweat, and I knew that if I started warming up, my legs were gonna go on me. I could feel that I wasn't used to the heat, and I knew that it was gonna be that way for everybody else as well. So I wanted to try to push, and take that gamble that even though this was gonna be miserable for both of us, if I could put on my poker face and make him think that I'm dealing with the heat better than he is, then that'll give me a little confidence boost, and it'll help me pressure more effectively as the fight wears on. We'll skip through these rests. His corner's giving him good advice.
You can't hurt me, it's too slow. I don't need it.
And here I'm talking to Lee, I'm saying it's really hard to hit him hard because of the dirt and the grass and the heat and the sweat. It's really hard to find leverage to be able to dig into those shots. The good news is that was a double-edged sword, where I couldn't hit him very hard, but he couldn't really hit me very hard back. So we ended up having a nice kind of action fight because of that, where neither of us was gonna hurt the other one. It felt like it was a hockey fight more than anything. You can see after catching that right hand in the last round, I'm a little more conscious of it this round. I got that left hand higher, a little more responsible so that he can't whack me behind the ear there.
Come on. Well, that's what the 16 ounces are for.
And you can see him and I are smiling at each other here. This is where we both realized that we were going to have a good time. But if you look, our feet are slipping and sliding all over the place, so nobody has a ton of leverage here. And because of the heat, everybody's feeling kind of sluggish. I saw a really funny comment under this. Somebody said, I had to check my playback speed 3 times. It felt that way when we were in there too. It's like those dreams where you feel like you're fighting in slow motion. Trying to find moments to active recover, trying to work the body here, doing everything I can, maybe not necessarily to hit him hard, but trying to let the heat TKO, you know? Trying to just keep him working, keep him tense, hit the body, throw volume, pair those hooks and uppercuts.
Come on, goofball. Hey! 30 seconds!
I was happy he wanted to wear the 16-ounce sparring gloves like me. I got delicate hands, and the default at Street Beefs, I believe, are the 12-ounce gloves. And I see people all the time whacking each other with like 12-ounce bag gloves that you buy at like Walmart, those like Everlast gloves. And like, he's got a lot of amateur experience. I think he was the 2018 National Kickboxing Champion. And I've got a lot of amateur experience. So like, I could tell him and I were both happy that we were wearing the bigger gloves to try to keep our hands safe. I think he said to me after the fight, he was like, no EMTs, no insurance here, can't break our hands. I was very aware that I was on film here when they were filming me, and I was trying to act like I wasn't tired. You can see my wonderful wife here almost drowned me in water.
Yeah. Like I said, he's tired. He ain't got no hips.
Yeah.
He can't hurt me, that's why I'm having fun.
Yep, and you hear me making assessments that you wouldn't make in a spar, but you can make in a fight.
Hey, let's go, let's go.
It's all love. He was wonderful. We chatted for like 30 minutes after about the fight. Oh man, when you did this, that was so cool, and how'd you do that? Oh, and when I did this, I was thinking this. Just like I talk about in my sparring video, you know, everybody I've ever fought with, I'm friends with after the fact. And it's fun communicating with them to try to figure out like, how did they try to approach solving the puzzle that is you know? So like I had a lot of fun talking with Mike Guy after the fact. And like I said, he was super game and super tough and a very well-educated fighter. I was pulling out all the stops to try to do my best against the kid, but he's a savage.
Last one, killer. Let's roll, give it to me.
What I was saying earlier in the corner to Lee, I was like, he doesn't got any hips, he can't hurt me, that's why I'm just out there having a good time. That is something that you can decide in a fight, but you would never do in a spar. In a spar, you treat every punch like it could be the fight-ending punch, because someday it might be, and you need to develop the skills to deal with that. But in a fight, if a guy's whacking you and it's not a fight-ending punch, then you can kind of make an assessment on if you want to disregard that to get your own licks in or better position yourself or free up one of your resources like your hands or your shoulders or your head position or your feet to be able to better front-load your offense. And you can see me doing a lot of that in this last round, where I'm willing to take the risk being on line with him and hooking on the line, because I know that he's tuckered and I want to try to keep the pressure on him. Like you see, he got me with that right hand there, but he got me when he was galloping, when he was on the move, so he doesn't have anything to lever against.
Yes, sir.
Break clean, break clean.
Again, you get a big tall guy in front of you, you try to hang on them, you try to fry out their back and their legs, especially in the heat.
Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Wake up, baby. Wake up.
You see me trying to play that psychological warfare a little bit, talking smack. Talking smack uses up a little bit of my wind to talk, but it pumps me up. It makes me feel better, and you get a emotional response out of your opponents when you talk to them. you know, sometimes it amps them up and then they're more aggressive, which creates opportunities for you to fight back. Other time it demoralizes them and they pull back, which again creates opportunities for you to fight back. But very rarely when you talk smack does somebody just like hunker down and focus and box better. Usually they either wilt or they swell. Both of those things are good. They're an emotional response that creates an opportunity for you to hit back. It's one of the things I dislike about USA Boxing. I can understand like not wanting people to like swear at each other or talk too much smack, but like I think talking's an important part of fighting. I think fighting's an emotional thing. A couple little headbutts here because we're both swinging around. I was telling Lee my legs were gone in this last round, so you see I'm slipping all at my chin and my neck and my torso. Hey, so much fun. He's awesome. I love my guy. If we were in an AC room, he probably would have beat the crap out of me. I kind of leaned into trying to leverage that heat.
Yo, I got a YouTube channel, Coaching Boxing, Bambara Boxing. Check it out and learn to have some fun like me.
And that's the whole reason we do this thing. You know, the whole reason we snuck over to Street Beefs, as well as it being something that's been on my bucket list, is the fact that, you know, we're trying to get out there and we're trying to promote the channel a little bit. So I got a chance to kind of show my stuff on a big public platform. They've got like 3 million subs or something like that. So hopefully that creates a little bit of influx onto my channel too, so that, you know, the Bambara boxing system can reach more people. I've got another one coming up. Y'all know Lil Cray Cray Crukra. I'm not 100% sure how to say his how to pronounce his name, but he's been doing the street boxing thing for a long time, and I went to one of his sparring events last summer and I got a chance to spar Sherrod, and this summer he invited me to another one and they want to main event me, and I'm going to get a chance to fight TDT champ, one of his stablemates and a big powerful puncher. I've seen plenty of footage of him just starching guys with his right hand. So that's the next thing we're doing to promote the channel, making our rounds. Maybe we'll get on Rough and Rowdy soon, who knows. But if you want to keep learning, if you had fun looking at that and you want to see how I get to play with the system and do fun things like this, and you want to see more stuff like this, like, subscribe, and all that jazz so that you too can learn the system and have success when you fight.